to Illinois. And in fact, he was with a friend of mine 50 years ago, Ralph Freeze, the canoe guru of the Midwest, and they were in a canoe together, and Wynn was singing the song to Ralph, and Ralph is a stickler for accuracy. And Wynn was singing, you know, something in the Kankakee Sandy. And Ralph was one of the greatest, the world's greatest curmudgeon, said, Wynn, you can't do that. People are going to laugh at you. And Wynn said, why? So everybody knows the Kankakee's muddy, it's not sandy. See, in the folk world, there are people who go out for details. It's kind of like, does anal retentive have a hyphen? But nonetheless, this song also has, you know, other variants. Since we're talking musicological here, it has different variants depending on where you hear it. Jennifer Armstrong does a version of this from West Virginia. And my buddy Jim Cruz is a wonderful storyteller in Nebraska. He has a version of this song. And it's about all the rivers in Nebraska, which means it's a really short song. But the chorus still goes like this to this very day. No matter where you lay or stage, lie, la, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. You do it again? Lie, la, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. And again. Lie, la, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. Now across the plains and afforded the Vermilion, swam the little Wabash, and I followed the apple, Cadman's muddy, where Rock River's clear, but down by the Umbra, I courted a deer. Here we go. Lie, la, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. Lie, la, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. Louder now. Lie, la, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. Now the broad Illinois runs rocky and winding, crooked Kaskaskias weaving and gliding. Now old Lincoln sang 'em on horses the plain, and I never will walk by the Umbra again. Take it. Lie, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. Oh, yeah. Lie, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. Lie, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. Oh, yeah. Now she hugged me, she kissed me, she called me her dandy. The Mackinaws rocky and the Kankakee sandy. She hugged me, she kissed me, she called me her own. Down by the Umbra, she left me alone. Lie, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. Lie, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. Lie, lie, lee, lee, give me your hand. There's many a river that waters the land. Yeah, this is one of those songs started out as an 18th century ballad, and of course they're formulaic because they're, you know, they're folk songs. And it's the usual kind of thing where boy meets girl and they fall in love, and then she leaves him, and then it goes into a minor chord pattern usually. And he goes off to join some fraternal organization like the French Foreign Legion, or the Moose, or the Elk, or whatever. Or maybe he goes off to fight a war in foreign lands and never returns. Or maybe he's on his way over to that foreign land in a ship, a sailing ship. And of course it becomes a shipwreck ballad. But more realistically, he probably stays right there in the village of his birth, as most people did until modern times. And because the girl broke up with him and ripped his heart out, he's very depressed, which means his immune system is compromised. And the next plague or disease comes through town, and he catches it and snuffs it, and then they bury him in a grave, say wide and deep, and all that stuff happens. That doesn't happen in this song. Because two reasons. First of all, I think I first heard Art Theme do this song, so nothing's going to bum you out about an Art Theme song. Also, my friend Alvin McGovern said this song has an optimistic last verse. And we were talking about libraries before, and we do library programs too, and I was doing these library programs around Wisconsin last summer, and I was doing this song. Didn't make any difference how old the kids were. I do the same songs. And I said, how many of you know what an optimist is? So there's one kid, he's like 8 or 9 years old, he raised his hand, he said, an optimist is one of those 8-legged things that goes through the water. That was cool. Yes, that's going into the show. I have all kinds of guest writers. But then like 2 days later, I had a little girl, maybe 6, if that. And she says, an optimist is a person who looks at the glass of lemonade and sees that it's half full and not half empty. Which I thought pretty cool. So this song is about an optimist because he's a mariner. And boatmen and sailors have to be optimists, otherwise you never go out there. Also, this song is in 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. And it's my profound belief that nothing bad can ever happen to you in 3/4 time. So even though this guy's had his heart ripped out of his chest and stomped upon by the woman of his dreams, it doesn't go to a minor key at all. Because he's down there on the banks of some river in Illinois, and he's looking out across the bank and down the bank, both sides. He happens to notice that the girls of the Fox, they're plump and they're pretty. The spoon and the Cupid have many. Chicago flows slowly past girls by the score. Sit down by the Umbra, I wonder no more. Lie, lie, give me your hand. Here we go. Lie, lie, give me your hand. Lie, lie, give me your hand. There's plenty of rivers and waters to land. Lie, lie, give me your hand.